We need to discuss a growing problem of keyless car thefts. That's cars that don't have the traditional key that are being stolen. It seems more easy to steal these cars. We're just going to have a quick look at the history of cars, car security, and how things have evolved over the years and how we can protect our car from this modern increased risk of theft. Back in the 80s, and if you can't remember the 80s, I'm sure you've seen a car movie where people have had to hotwire the car in order to steal it. They open up the dashboard, they pull out some wires, they strip the wire back, they make contact, the starter motor goes, the car can then be driven off and stolen. That was a bit annoying if you owned a car and people could come along and hotwire it. People started to look at various devices to secure their cars. So the first thing that we had was the car alarm. Now, this would alert you to every time a cat jumped on your car, every time someone walked past the car, or if you left the window open, you'd have the car alarm going off at regular intervals. These then evolved into immobilizers that would make the car impossible to start. It wasn't just enough to make a lot of noise while someone was breaking into the car. It now actually actively prevented the car from being driven off. And these immobilizers used various different devices in order to immobilize the circuits in the car, make the car unusable. From codes transmitted from the key fob continually while it's in close proximity to the car, to part of the unlock code that happened when you pressed the unlock button on the alarm key fob. Eventually, the aftermarket was no longer needed because manufacturers were employing alarms and immobilizers in the standard model of car. The car key fob itself contains electronics now, and they have a button to lock and unlock the car, and we still, for many years, had the key that needed to go into the ignition. But eventually this was, I guess, deemed a waste of time. The key was done away with. Now the car would be active for you to drive when you were close to it. I'm sure that saving in time has added greatly to the global economy, and we've had so much extra spare time as a result of that amazing innovation that's just saved us this fraction of a second every time we get into our car and start it. Now, the problem with this setup is the key fob is transmitting a signal continually all the time, and whenever that signal is in close proximity to the car is not just unlocked, it's ready to drive. If you live in a house that has the drive near to the house, chances are your key may even be in fairly close proximity to the car, so you may even think the car is locked, and it isn't. But car thieves have been getting really high tech. They've always looked for ways around the security, and now they can receive the signal from the key fob and clone that signal using technologically advanced gadgets, shall we call them. And by doing this, they're able to not just open your car but drive it away without setting off any alarms. As far as the car's concerned, it's you with the key fob standing near to it. In the UK, 61,000 cars were stolen last year. The daily theft figures are quite astronomical. It approaches 400 cars every day that are stolen. And these cars that have the keyless fob transmitters are now particularly vulnerable because this technology is widely available and widely accessible. When these cars are stolen, there's no damage to the car. They haven't had to break anything or force anything or hotwire anything, which now means the car is effectively ready to be sold. They are shipped abroad and sold, re-registered in other countries. They may even be stripped down for parts, and a lot of the parts, as we've already discussed in other videos, can run to the thousands of pounds, and people looking for replacement costs will often go to the second-hand markets and buy the cars from these groups or these gangs that steal cars and strip them down, selling the parts. Manufacturers have cottoned on to this growing problem, and they're using wideband transmitters that use greater variation. They've also introduced sleeping key fobs. A sleeping key fob is a key fob that doesn't transmit the signal if it's stationary for long periods of time, which would imply that if you leave it in your pocket, in your coat, near the front door, if that key fob isn't moved or hasn't received a vibration in some way, the car will no longer be unlocked and the key fob will no longer be transmitting the signal, which does give you a measure from these attacks where people come up to the house, scan the house for the signal. You can also hide the key fob in something that blocks the transmitter. A lot of people will say that a metal box is enough. You can get effectively a little mini Faraday cage that your car keys will sit into that will give you a measure of protection. In the UK, the government are recently recently passed a law, or they're passing a law that's going to come into force, that renders it illegal to sell these devices that enable you to steal a car or to own one. There's obviously going to be some legitimate uses for them within the motor trade, but if you haven't got a legitimate use for these things, you can be subject to a 5-year prison sentence. By ramping up the penalties for just owning these devices, it's just increasing the stakes for car thieves, and hopefully will act as some kind of deterrent. But that's not all we can do. We can protect our cars by basically making other people's cars more appealing targets. We go back really to the 80s, when we used to protect our cars with crook locks, steering locks, things that would go through the steering wheel or around the gear stick and just immobilize the car. Even wheel clamps will prevent the car from moving off. None of these devices in themselves will protect a car from a determined thief, but the overall aim is just to make your car less attractive than your neighbours over the road. If a car thief comes along and sees your car with some kind of mechanical locking device, and there's another car down the road that doesn't have that additional frustration, he's going to choose the easier target. Thieves are lazy. They want to get away with the minimum amount of effort involved in stealing a car. It really acts as a sobering warning. If we've got one of these modern cars with a start button that no longer requires a key in the ignition column, we are potentially exposed to additional theft risks that a technologically advanced criminal gang can take advantage of. Protect yourself. Don't take chances. Keep that key fob isolated in the back of the house and try and hide the signal in some way, unless you've got a recent car that already has a degree of protections built in by the manufacturer. But it's certainly worth investing in some kind of steering lock or wheel clamp. It will make the car a little more inconvenient to use. A lot of people that have these devices only use them overnight or when they park in really dodgy areas, like my street. But enough said about that. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate all the comments that you leave. I try to read all of the comments. I may not get time to respond to them all, but they often give me ideas for future video topics. If you could just boot the like button, that helps us to get out there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, don't miss out on all the great content I've got planned. And I've lined this video and this playlist up for you that you should find really interesting. Thanks for watching. See you in this next video.